Today we're gonna talk about a possible sequel coming up after the first movie from the franchise 6 Underground, a movie which was released in 2019 and was said to be the most Michael Bay movie of all time. Thus, today we're gonna take a first look into things and tell you everything we know so far about a potential sequel. Enjoy! Recap. One of the biggest movies of late 2019 and early 2020, which was released on Netflix, was 6 Underground, an over-the-top action flick with star Ryan Reynolds leading the charge from the casting group. The film tells a story of a crack team of anonymous mercenaries, all assembled by a one, portrayed by Ryan Reynolds, a billionaire who wants to make the world a better place through paramilitary vigilante operations. Each of the team members he manages to gather has a special skill. One's good at driving, another is good with a sniper, and someone is good in parkour skills. However, they are all good at killing people. The team takes down the corrupt leader of a Central Asian nation and puts a new leader in his place who believes in democracy. Put in short, they're sort of a 6-person CIA unit that works undercover. Throughout their journey, the team gets to know each other's real identities and start to care for each other, becoming one big family. This ultra-dumb, excessive, ultra-violent flick was watched by more than 83 million people in the first month of its release, making it one of Netflix's most popular original films. And when all is put into perspective, all the talk surrounding it, the only natural thing is all of it to turn into a speculation about a potential sequel in the near future. Netflix have been quiet about it and haven't said anything about it one way or the other, but a sequel could still happen. While we mentioned before that Netflix has yet to officially announce a sequel, some outlets have reported that industry insider Daniel Richman has enacted via his Patreon account that the main players of the casting group will be returning for what's coming up next, suggesting that there are talks about a sequel to say the least. And this isn't the first news that has arisen regarding the possibility of a 6 Underground 2. Reynolds also spoke with Screen Rant at one point about the potential of it all, and this first movie that has released to only be the first of many movies put together to become one blockbuster franchise.
Hey, what's that guy doing? Don't do it!
Release date. It seems like talks are already in place for a potential sequel. When the first film was announced back in May 2018, initial reports implied that Bay was planning for a proper franchise, and when you take a more focused look on the first movie, it looks like it indeed set up not just one but several sequels. Given the first movie's blockbuster appeal, together with the collective star power, Netflix can expect some high streaming numbers even if the movie doesn't receive some flattering numbers. Sadly, because a sequel has not been officially confirmed, obviously there's no release date speculation on our side. However, we can make an estimated time for the movie to be released. Given Reynolds' busy schedule and the scale of this kind of production, we wouldn't be surprised if this potential sequel comes in 2023 or maybe even 2024. Whatever the case may be, if a sequel is in the works, we think that we would all be glad to see it on the big screen. Won't you?
No one touch. He's mine.
Cast. When the cast is taken into consideration, well, as you might have guessed, there's nothing official about it, we can assume that all of the major players will suit up yet again for another unforgettable thrill ride. Alongside Ryan Reynolds, the movie features some of the industry's best, including the likes of Adria Arjona, Corey Hawkins, Melanie Laurent, Manuel Garcia-Rulfo, and Ben Hardy. The team seemed to have great chemistry in the movie, and they worked well together, executing the exhilarating material they had to work with on the movie. We can say this with certainty because it could be seen on the screen, which would have also been the case behind the scene, which is yet another hint towards them all returning for 6 Underground 2, a very successful mission on their side, that is, if the sequel ever happens. It would also be interesting to see what new familiar faces will make the roster, and if we look back at Netflix's past casting calls, it seems like whomever they recruit, their choices will not disappoint.
I'm Blaine. I just saved your life. What's your name?
It's Billy.
Plot. 6 Underground concludes with the gang defeating Rovak Alimov, delivering him to a group of rebels. Meanwhile, one's crew enjoys some personal life as 5 rock climbs with 4 and 7 moves on from the past, with 2 and 5 taking the next step into their relationship. Oh, and one discovers that as a result of his Parisian fling with an Italian woman named Ariana, he's a father now. So the posing question right now is what's coming up next? In theory, a sequel should definitely happen, but not only that, the first movie sets the basics for an 8-sequel franchise, that is according to the number of case files on the wall at the squad's California headquarters. It's unclear who the squad will battle next, but the franchise seems to be very keen on exploring more and more uncertainties about each of the members' pasts. When you look at them on the surface, one seems to be the most mysterious out of all, but considering that the movie revealed a little bit about Five's doctor character, the second movie will most likely take place in various international cities with the budget matching or even exceeding that of the first movie, which was $150 million in cost.
Just go. I can't get across. We cut the zip line.
I'm sorry.
What the cast wants in a sequel. At the end of the first movie, Reynolds' character states that he's won, but he's not done, making it very clear that Reynolds wants to make another 8 movies. At the press junket of the movie, he even talked about the concept of it, explaining the whole situation of how their job works, where their next meal is coming, and where will their next job take them. Thus, for an actor like himself, one to do a series of 9 movies would probably be great. He's very much down for a sequel, but as he says it, with a different narrative, he would actually want some Thomas Crown vibes in there, something like an old-school kind of heist, Eastern Europe style. Both Laurent and Hawkins wants to make a sequel for Netflix because of where it could take them, both literally and figuratively, with Laurent describing her Italian experience as a dream and Hawkins feeling the same way. Six Underground ending. All in all, Reynolds was right, this movie is definitely the most Michael Bay movie ever. It features multiple explosions, more car crashes than you can count, and a body count in double digits, profane nuns, a detached human eye, and a man running down the side of Duomo in Florence, all this in the opening 20 minutes of the movie. With all the action in the movie, there's simply not enough room for plot, much less a satisfying ending. And yet Six Underground managed to have one anyway. By the end of the movie, almost all characters managed to go through their complete arcs, the themes completely stated and explored, with a blueprint laid out for any further inevitable sequels. However, we'd forgive you if you didn't manage to notice all these things. You were probably too busy watching things blow up, and all of this is okay in the end, because this movie is not the one you watch mainly for the story. It comes as a second in line. You're here to be a witness to everything getting blown to pieces, without a single ounce of remorse.
And the whole wide world seemed a little less haunted. I am one, but not done.
On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what do you think about the movie if you watched it? And does the franchise have what it takes for a sequel? Feel free to share your thoughts on the matter. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.